Fine.
Good to see you. So are we more fun here than at Spark?
You got a lot of competition with Dino.
We're ready? Okay. Let's call the meeting of the Community-Oriented Policing Committee, COMPOC, together. And it's November 10th, 2025 at 2 o'clock, or actually 2:04 now. And let's see, do we have a quorum here?
We do not. We're missing one for a quorum, Mayor.
All right, well, we'll at least call the roll.
Mayor Minto.
I'm here.
City Manager Wendy Kaserman.
Here.
Sheriff's Department Captain Hernandez.
Here.
Institute for Public Strategies David Shorey.
Here.
CASA Rebecca Brandstetter. Here. Linda Roach.
I am here.
Mike Aiken.
Here.
And Danette McLagan.
Here.
All right, then. We got the roll call done, and we will not be able to take on item 2 until we have a quorum, because that requires a quorum for a vote. So we'll go directly to number 3, which updates on neighborhood watch and crime prevention.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor and everybody else. As you can see, we still don't have a crime prevention specialist on board, but we did receive 33 applicants, and as they make their way through the county process for interviews and everything, we should have somebody hopefully at the end of next month. In the meantime, our deputies are picking up the slack. They've attended several events, such as the fire department open house, the pancake breakfast. They attended an anti-bullying symposium with a local church. And this Thursday, actually, we have, it's called a walk and knock detail that we have planned. The lieutenant and I are gonna join the cops deputies with our elder abuse unit, and we're gonna walk through the Meadowbrook Mobile Home Park, and we're going to knock on different mobile homes and provide information on what to look for scams and for frauds and things like that Target does, so they can kind of prepare themselves.
I already got mine.
Yes, sir.
Do some of those things. So that's really why the meat do some of those things. So that's really why the meat and potatoes of CERT, is that basic tasking. And that's going to be determined at the time of the disaster by the needs of the different cities that we serve. Our program serves La Mesa, Lemon Grove, El Cajon, and Santee. I should have mentioned that, sorry. CERT basically got started in 1985 out of LA City Fire. A couple of firefighters had gone to Mexico after an earthquake to help out, and they noticed citizens that were helping were actually causing more problems. They were getting hurt because they didn't know how to do what they needed to do. And they thought, if we have a big earthquake in LA, same thing's gonna happen, so let's get some people trained on how to do this properly. In 1993, FEMA had saw the program, had seen the program, and thought, this is something we can push across the whole country. So it was nationalized at that time. So that means that any CERT program, any training you take, whether it's in Maine or San Diego, it's the same basic level training. So you can go anywhere in the country once you get your certificate and work in their CERT program. There are slight differences in the training depending on the location. We don't do a whole lot of hurricane training here. They also don't train for earthquakes, usually in Florida. So it does depend on where you're located in the country. There are about 2,700 CERT programs across the country, about 600,000 people altogether that are members of CERT. That was at last count. I don't know what it is specifically at this moment. Within the state, there's 450 CERT programs. Our agency, or our program, the city of record for sponsoring is City of La Mesa, simply because we can't have 4. For some reason, the state likes to know one person to yell at, so we give it to City of La Mesa. And they're our fiduciary. All of our accounting goes through them and whatnot, but we do serve all the other cities as well. We began the program in 2004. It was training only. So people would come in, take the basic training, and go back to their cities and then participate in those local programs there. Encinitas, National City, wherever. In 2017, we ran our first working group academy. I came on board with Heartland in 2016, and I remember in my second interview with Chief Sitta, he said, "Can you stand up a CERT program?" I had been with the Red Cross for 14 years prior. And my first thought was, well, this wasn't in the brochure. But yeah, I can do that. And it's been a lot of fun. I love working with the volunteers. We were a great group of people. But we started out with 8 members. And now we're about 55, I think, currently 54. One of our main goals is to increase public awareness of local natural disasters and things they can do to help mitigate that at home. Also, how to prepare at home for safety issues around different disasters. We educate volunteers on a wide variety of disaster preparedness skills that they can transfer to their workplace or to their private lives. Different types of fires, fire safety, light search and rescue, team organization. We talked about that incident command system. If you're planning a big event and you're not sure what to do, grab an ICS chart and you can plan it all out. You know exactly who to blame as you go along all through the process. We teach them radio communications. We have actually an amateur radio or ham radio section within our group. And we also teach disaster medical operations. It's disaster triage, it's not first aid. And that goes back to our initial slide, doing the most good for the most people. We go in, we triage a patient, and then the medics follow up and provide more in-depth treatment. We're just determining if this person's viable. It's a tough thing to learn, and it can be a tough call to make, but it can be necessary in a really large-scale disaster. So, and our medical section is actually run by a retired MD who spent 30 years in the Navy, something like that. So he knows his stuff, and the training is excellent, if I do say so myself. We use standard ICS protocols, nothing any fire or law enforcement official wouldn't recognize. It's to the point now where we drill our folks on this so much that if I say ICS, I get big eye rolls and heavy sighs. We can deploy as the needs dictate. And our first concern is going to be the cities that we serve. Again, volunteers are asked after disaster to assess their own needs, determine their priorities, and take care of those in their immediate area or their immediate household. As things begin to level off, we get a more stable situation, then we're going to ask them to come in and help us work in the broader community. What can we do? Checking on neighbors, wellness checks. Distributing public information, that's a big part of what we do. The light search and rescue, we're not going to be lifting buildings off anybody, but we can go in and clear a building. So anything that requires the guys in the big red trucks, that's what we're going to call. Supporting Emergency Operations Center operations, yes. Some of our folks are trained on how to support that operation if we need them. Traffic and crowd management, we've done that many times over. One of my CERT members is a retired motor cop for San Diego PD. And then we have a couple other that works in special events, so they know traffic backwards and forwards. We took the basic CERT class and they expanded on that. So I think it's far better than what FEMA was offering. And we've done different events that required that skill set. Staffing of temporary evacuation points or disaster shelters, disaster evacuation shelters, excuse me. We do support the Red Cross in that effort. If they ask for help, we'll go and help. As a fail-safe, if the Red Cross couldn't be there, if the cities and the counties could not open a shelter on their own using their staff, you can call CERT. All of our people are trained in mass care or trained in sheltering, and they're all background checked. So we know how to run a shelter. I've got one volunteer, my lead mass care person, who she was with the Red Cross for 35 years. I used to report to her when I worked there, actually. She's awesome. But we can do those sorts of things. Different roles that they can take on as CERT members. They can be a team lead, safety officer, again, radio communications, fire suppression, light fire suppression. If it's bigger than a bread box, call the guys in the trucks. Medical, we talked about that with the triage. Learning how to scribe, that goes to the EOC position. You need somebody to take notes, do those sorts of things so that the person sitting in that position can actually get something done. And then logistics, we have a whole logistics subgroup that handles all of our equipment and moves stuff from one place to the other. Different exercises we've done over the years. Cuyamaca College, we did one when I first got here in 2017. In fact, it was the day after my interview with Chief Sitta, and they said, "Oh, you got an exercise coming up. You got a plan." Really? I knew nothing about CERT. Yeah, it's in 3 months. Thank you. But it was great. It was a really great experience. Oceanside, we were there. Mass casualty incidents, we helped in different ones of those around the county. A few years ago, Poway sheriffs did an active shooter exercise. We provided victims. And we do exercises internally. We work with Santee Fire to do a couple search and rescue exercises. The last one we did here was at Public Works. And that was a fun one. We had a rescue dog, the whole 9 yards. It was really, really good. Different public events that we work at, and this is probably the thing we do most, is public education. People don't know what they don't know. And it's surprising how many people, you can see in that one picture there that we've got a prop gas meter and an electrical panel. People that don't know how to shut that off or to turn power off and turn it back on again safely. They don't know. So we walk them through that process. It's really simple, but if they've never seen it before, we teach them how to do that. So we work different safety events, fire station open houses. We do Haunt Fest and La Mesa Oktoberfest. For those, we provide multiple two-person foot patrols that walk the footprint of the event, and they're supporting fire EMS. So if they see somebody having a medical issue, oddly at Oktoberfest, a lot of trips and falls. We then contact the paramedics. The paramedics will go in and treat that particular person. The Santee Street Fair we did for the first time, actually, this past year, and it was great. We had a wonderful time, so much fun. And then we do the America on Main Street, which is El Cajon's big event. And we do anything else that comes along, too. If we think we can help that group or we can reach public in a different way, we're willing to look at just about everything. We talked about the different activations, the shelter support, that's a big one. We haven't had one in a while. I'll take that, thank you very much. What do we have? Border fire, what? 783 or something like that, it's crazy. Temporary evacuation points. So when they put out an order to evacuate, they will send people to a safe area. That's a temporary evacuation point. From there, they go on to more standard sheltering. It's just to get them out of harm's way. We also work the COVID vaccination site at Cuyamaca College. I would say for the first month, it was primarily CERT volunteers doing a lot of the organization. They had paramedics actually doing the inoculations, of course, anything strictly medical. But we were getting people in a row, getting them signed up, watching them after the inoculation to make sure they didn't have a reaction. And it was pretty heavy lift. And our CERT folks from all across the county came in to help with that. And it was really, really something to see. And then we did a COVID food-related distribution events at that time. We did one at Grossmont Center. We did one out at Grossmont College. And some others along the way. And those are also good events. I think Grossmont Center, we processed 1,000 households in a little over an hour. And that was all laid out by my former motor cop and the two folks from special events in San Diego. And we just were a machine. It went really, really well. What does it take to be a member? It's pretty simple and straightforward. There's a basic training academy. We do the background check. Once you've accomplished that, you complete the academy, we do the background check. We ask people to take a couple of FEMA courses online, ICS 100 and 200, that helps them learn the language that we speak when we're talking to first responders. We hold 6 general meetings a year. We ask people to attend only 3. Each of those general meetings has a refresher training attached to it to keep people's skill set up. If they can, we ask them to actively participate in one of our subcommittees, and we've got a wide range of those. We're always looking for extra hands on those. And any supplemental training that would be mandatory, really our only mandatory class is the sheltering. Once we teach disaster sheltering, we want everybody to know that, which makes it really easy for the volunteers. We don't want to throw a lot of roadblocks in their way. When I was at the Red Cross, there was a lot of training that went into that. And some people got discouraged. So looking at that, looking at this, what our mission is, we've tried to parse that down as slim as we can and still get the information there. And we hold other supplemental trainings throughout the year, like the search and rescue training. We have a Stop the Bleed class that we do for our folks, which is really fun because it's gross. But we try to provide that training in a realistic way. Everything's scenario driven. We did a search and rescue exercise in October out at the Fire Training Center in El Cajon, and it was all based on USAR techniques. And we had firefighters there to guide people through the process as they went. That's it. Any questions?
Who's going first? I knew it would be David. I know. Go ahead.
Thank you for being here. Full disclosure, I'm a CERT member too. I think we talked about that earlier. One of the things that I really found valuable about the CERT program is a better understanding of the behind the scenes sometimes of how our emergency response system and our incident command system works. I think there's a lot of folks out there who don't understand that. I guess my question is, for someone who is maybe on the, concerned about, well, I don't want to get too deep into something, can they take the training just for the educational purpose, and maybe not actively participate, or is there?
So we ask everybody to take the training and to join the program. It doesn't cost them anything to join, right? We provide the equipment, backpack, search and rescue gear, hard hat, all the rest of that stuff is supplied by the program. They can participate to the level at which they're comfortable. Some people start out gung-ho. They want to do everything all the time, and then life catches up, and then they've got to back away. That's fine. Now I've got somebody who's trained, and when things really go bad, I know I can count on them, or at least their neighborhood can. So you participate to the level at which you can. Some people have physical limitations. There's a seat on the bus for everybody. We need stuff done. We can find a place for you to participate if you want to. So there's no demand that you must do these things. It's a request. I learned that a long time ago. Volunteers, you have to ask nicely. You can't tell them what to do, or bad things will happen. And you want to treat them correctly. They're giving up their time. They're giving up moments with their family, with their friends, to be with us and give back to the community. And I can't even put a price on that. Just 1 minute away from your family, helping the community, it's priceless. There's no way to look at that.
Go ahead, Jeanette.
Thank you. Again, thank you for the presentation.
Sure.
I had the delight of talking with some of your colleagues at National Night Out in Lemon Grove this past summer.
Yes.
They're kind of a hoot, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was just a great conversation. But my question is, can we bring some of that training and information? I'm thinking about things like how to turn off your gas, the water and the electric, those kinds of things. Can we take that into like neighborhoods? How does
So
that
we
work?
can. It's a matter of bandwidth.
Right.
If we can consolidate things and do several areas or several groups of people at once, that makes it easier. We can do the full preparedness. This is the preparedness you need to do. You got to write a plan for your family. You got to put a kit together. We'll show you how to build that and build it correctly, and how to shut the gas off, how to shut the electric off. We can do that all at once. That's something we can easily do. Just takes a bit of planning. Happy to do that.
Do you have any videos or anything like that right now that shows that?
No, I don't think we do currently. Something we've talked about.
Here's what I'm going to ask. Let's maybe see if we can get Bree involved. Maybe you can partner with our communications division.
Okay.
And might be able to create something like that, a minute, 2 minutes, just so that we can put it on our television station.
Sure.
And people can be exposed to it, and then have some information about how to follow up if they would like to participate or get more training, however that might work out.
That'd be awesome. We would love to do that. I can get some of my people that are a hoot, and they'll be more than happy to stand in front of the camera and talk about it. The National Night Out was a great event. It was really, I don't know where you guys found the chicken wing truck, but man, they were awesome. It was so good, so good.
Are there any bad chicken wings?
I got had that.
Oh, you went to the wrong place.
Yeah.
It was so good. The lemon pepper ones were so good. We can provide that training, and we can help with that video thing. That'd be awesome. We'd love to do that.
Okay. Danette, anything else? Linda?
I have a couple of questions. Thank you very much for the presentation. And although it would be virtually impossible to predict, what is the likelihood that the local teams would be deployed out of their specific area? For example, with a major catastrophe, like the Palisades fires or something like that, how often in the history of this program have local teams been asked to go to other locations?
The last big one was the fires up in Northern California, the Camp Fire, and they asked for help through the state. Their CERT volunteers were exhausted after the first couple of weeks, and some of the people from San Diego County CERT, in particular, the unincorporated areas, went up to Northern California. Most people don't deploy outside their local jurisdiction. They can't be deployed by anybody but us. It's got to come through me. It's got to come through Santee Fire for deployment. They're going to ask, can you help? That's going to be the first question. That way we're not depleting our staffing levels, going somewhere else, and we've got things to do here at home. If we can, yes, of course. It's like mutual aid for law enforcement or fire. If we can do it, we'll do it, because we know what goes around comes around. At some point, we're going to need help. Come and help us, and they'll do it. So we don't do it very often, but occasionally it does happen.
Thank you. My second question has to do with knowing ahead of time what the task might be. So at the time they're deployed, are there specific activities that the team will be asked to support? And related to that, from whom do they take their instructions? Because I know that sometimes there are a lot of organizations that rush to, particularly when there's a large event of some sort.
Yeah.
And having an awareness of who you're taking orders from can sometimes get a little muddled. And I'm just wondering if at the time they're deployed, they have a clear understanding what specifically, to the degree that it's possible, what specifically they may be asked to do.
That's a good
and
question.
from whom they would take orders.
That's a good question. They're going to look to me or to someone from Santee Fire. Dave Campbell is my counterpart. He's a captain with Santee Fire. He's my counterpart there. Dave or I that will be deploying them, activating the team. They know that. That's why we practice the incident command system over and over and over again. You do not self-deploy. 2-3 times a year, I threaten them with bodily harm if they self-deploy. Because we need to know where everybody is, and we don't want anybody getting hurt, trying to do something they're not trained to do.
Right.
That's why we train on a wide variety of things, because we don't know in advance. These are the things that we could be asked to do. Here's the menu. We're not going to know until that exact moment. Much like fire or law enforcement, until you get there, you don't know exactly what's going on. So deployment or activation to the team is going to come from myself, my boss, Chief Coe, Dave Campbell. I forgot who's his next one up. Anyway, there is a system in place for deployment. They just don't go and do things. And they will tell you over and over again, do not self-deploy. And they tell new people, here's what you do, here's what you don't do this, because it's going to be bad.
Thank you.
Great. Mike?
I had a question about your funding. So you made a comment early on. It was FEMA. Are you totally funded by FEMA grants, or explain a little bit more about your funding sources?
Money from FEMA, that's funny. No, we have a local.
Did I get that wrong? I thought it said FEMA on there.
So FEMA is sort of they control the training to nationalize it. We have a single point of contact for training. So again, no matter where you take the class, it's the same basic level class, which is great. It's really helpful. Plus, it helps get our volunteers into the system for training, like the online courses, things like that. Local budget, we have a line item in the budget for Heartland Fire. I've got a budget there. We look for grant money. We usually get a grant every year from SDG&E. They've been very generous to us over the years. And so we use that money to provide what we need for the team.
Okay.
That's where that comes
I mean,
from.
I would think FEMA supplies some of your equipment and nothing, really?
No, because every program is different and they all have different needs, there's no baseline equipment that they can provide. If they do, it's probably not going to be up to our standard anyway. Okay. We tend to buy better equipment than we would be given because anything we ask a volunteer to do, they should be using the best we can afford. That's my view.
I agree.
So,
Thank you.
yeah, that's where it comes from.
Anybody else before I go? Okay, a couple questions from me, Andy.
Sure.
One is that I know that we have, I think you said 4, you represented with 4 through Heartland cities. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that CERT teams also are represented. San Diego probably has several, and then maybe some others as you go along the coast or even North Inland County. Mm-hmm. So, but here's my question. Is there any specific CERT teams that are representing San Diego County itself? Not within the county, but actually for the county?
Yes, county has an umbrella CERT program that covers all the unincorporated areas.
Okay.
Julian is part of that group. Deer Springs, Ramona, Hamul, all of it. Anything unincorporated falls under that county umbrella.
You mean unincorporated?
I'm sorry?
You mean unincorporated?
Unincorporated, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
okay, that's perfect, because it's leading me up to another thought here.
right?
And that is, you talked about urban volunteers have been a large number of people deployed to assist outside of the area. Is that because they're under a county, umbrella, or it just so happens that it comes mostly from urban areas?
No, so when we deployed folks up to Northern California, there was a call out for volunteers. They didn't care what program they were with. It was organized by the coordinator for the county program, Teresa Greenhall.
Okay.
She put it all together, made it all work, but they looked for volunteers from everywhere. So if you could go, yes, please. The urban areas do have more members. That's just, City of San Diego has about 700 active members.
That's a very dense urban area, so I would
Exactly.
expect that, I think.
So the outlying areas, a good portion of them, folks living out there, are also retired, which gives them more time to do things. Not always the case, but there is a higher population of retired people in that unincorporated areas.
So, Andy, can you make sure that I have your information or you get my information? Because I had a thought when we talked about funding, because I don't know if there's a nexus or not. I got to figure it out. But the SANDAG, the San Diego Association of Governments, they're responsible for an organization or a program called SAFE. That's a Service Authority for Freeway Emergencies. And back in the day, organizations could apply for grant money because sometimes, like for instance, our firefighters, they may respond to collisions on the freeway. They may need new equipment like the emergencies or for saving lives. It'd be great if we could find a nexus for our CERT groups to apply for money if they even still do that. So I would like to stay in touch so I can explore that.
Sure, we can do that. We have kind of a unique situation in that our fire department, oftentimes, the cities apply for the grants, and we administer them because the JPA doesn't exist as a entity. So it gets kind of strange. But yeah, we can look at that. Any funding stream that helps would be welcome.
Well, when you have groups that are mostly voluntary but need equipment, that's a great reason to try and support them in many ways. And I know that we see you guys out there all the time. Even you were just at our pancake breakfast Saturday, and that was a lot of fun because I go by and I harass Brian all the time.
Anytime you feel like harassing him, you're
Yes.
welcome to do that.
So you know who I'm talking about, Mike? Yeah. Okay. And so, and we're not going to even tell him that you said he did a good job on some of these things because
You can't do that because it goes straight to his head.
exactly. So, anyways, I really I think it's a great program. I think that the fact that you are working out of Heartland is probably a really good thing because of all the connections there, all the firefighters and everything like that. So
Yeah, we do have some pretty good connections. All of our gear is stored at Station 9 or the Heartland Training Facility. We picked that location because it's right between Santee and the rest of the cities. It's easy to get to from either place.
sure.
We have a lot of connections within the county. We just got a new one. Our deputy chief, Todd Nelson, left Heartland. He's now deputy chief at Verona.
Oh.
So it's a small world, and we're
way.
going to pull for different resources to figure out what's going on. It really is helpful, and if anything we do to grow that, even better. But yeah, let's talk about where money might come from.
So, have anything, Carl? Any kind of questions or comments?
I do have a couple questions.
Sure.
Okay, why don't you come on up?
I was just going to get with them off to the side. So how many CERT volunteers do we actually have in Santee?
In Santee,
Yeah. Because you said 54
yeah.
cover the whole,
I
the
think at
group.
this point, there's actually 6 or 8 Santee residents
Okay,
who make up the group.
Okay, and in a volunteer call out, how many typically respond?
Depends on what we're looking for.
Okay,
If we're doing a public event, it varies from event to event. We'll put out a call for volunteers to work the Santee Street Fair. That roster filled up in like 2 hours.
yeah, I
We're
figured
really
that
excited.
would.
We do other stuff, and maybe it's not quite as exciting, and so it takes longer to fill the roster.
Okay. I've had a lot of interest in this. You know, I've nationally certified EMT, mass casualty trauma response training, Sheriff Citizen Academy, been through that. Search and rescue for Anza-Borrego Rangers. So I have a lot of interest. I have a trauma bag with Narcan and everything else in my truck, thanks to David. And so I have some interest in it. I'm also just cynical enough to know that I don't want to interfere with Darwin's law, but I do have some interest in it. So, and you pretty much answered all my questions.
Okay,
So,
well, come see us. We'd love to
Okay.
talk to you. We have a meeting coming up, a general meeting on the 22nd of this month. It's a Saturday morning at 9 o'clock in La Mesa. You're welcome to come and attend if you have questions or interest,
okay, might do that.
and meet the rest of the guys.
Yeah, thanks.
Sure.
Young lady in the back, do you have any questions or comments? Okay, thanks. All right,
Anything else?
anything else? All right, Andy, thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for your time, and James has my contact information. Thank you.
And I'm easy to find. Okay, that's going to take us to item number 5, which is a community core values update. Anything, David or Linda? Nothing?
I know that our new city manager, it's nice to meet you. I haven't had a chance to formally meet you yet, is still trying to find where the bathroom is. So, okay, good. So I'm not going to burden her with a question of now, but I'm sure we'd be happy. The now dissolved but still working ad hoc committee be happy to sit down with you and kind of go through all the work that we've done in the past, just to give you an update and a briefing so that you're up to speed. But I know there's a lot of people knocking at your door. There's a lot of people leaving notes on your desk. So when you have the bandwidth, please reach out to us and let us know. We'd be happy to come meet with you.
Are you getting any hate mail yet? You been here long enough? Phew. All right. Linda, anything? Okay, great. All right, that takes us to item number 6. We're going to go to communications from the committee or staff members. Okay, we're just going to start here. Anything? Jeanette?
Yeah, I'd like to let the committee know that the East County Homeless Task Force put on a shared housing conference early last month, where we're trying to bring together people who need housing with people who have housing but can't afford to stay there on their own anymore. We're trying to use the resources that we've got in the community to solve this problem in the community. Great turnout, really good information. We're going to be looking to do some training for people on how to make that happen in early February. I'll keep this committee apprised about that, and look forward to maybe having some success in Santee, because I know the good folks in Santee want to stay in Santee if they can, and we'd like to help them do that.
Great, thanks. David?
Just a couple things. One, my organization, Institute for Public Strategies, is actively working to get Narcan, naloxone into the hands of as many people as possible. And so just for the information of those who are watching, if folks are interested in getting that, which is the opioid reversal drug, they can contact the Institute for Public Strategies. If you do a Google search, you'll be able to find the phone number and email. But if the committee or anyone knows of an opportunity or a need, I'd be happy to come and bring as much of it as possible. What we tell folks is, it's not for, it could be not for you, it's probably not for your household. It may be for your neighbor, or it may be for the person that you come across, who is either you're walking down the street and you find someone, or, God forbid, we've all had the thing where one pill works great, 2 pills work better, 3 pills sometimes work really well. Some of our elderly folks forget that they've taken medication, especially opioid medication, and some, will do the 1, 2, 3 pill thing. So this is not just for folks who are active, opioid drug users. It can be for anyone who has opioid medication or has to take opioid medication. So if anyone knows of opportunities, let me know, and we will be there.
So just a little follow-up on that. The Institute for Public Strategies is a countywide organization, and since we do broadcast countywide, my recommendation is if you do look for an IPS, Institute for Public Strategies, area, you may be able to find something closer to your home than coming all the way, let's say, to Chula Vista, Santee, or someplace like that. So might be a good idea to just do a broader search. You will find someplace that you can get whatever you need. Okay, thank you. Anything? City Manager, welcome.
Thank you. Nothing yet.
Nothing yet.
Call in the next meeting.
All right, then.
I want to thank everybody that came out last Thursday to participate and help sponsor and be involved with our 7th annual Santee Chamber of Commerce Veterans Appreciation Golf Tournament. Tomorrow's Veterans Day. Santee has a large percentage of our population are veterans, and I just want to say thank you for everybody that participated and wish all our fellow veterans a happy day tomorrow.
Great.
Got nothing.
Anything new lieutenant to Santee? Elizabeth, was it Montoya?
Yes, sir. Elizabeth Montoya. No, just happy to be here and looking forward to getting to know you guys better.
You know, the reason why I remembered Montoya, you probably heard this a million times, Princess Bride.
Inigo Montoya.
I just had to go there.
Give my father prepared to die.
You heard it too?
By the
Well,
way,
we're
I
happy to
never-
see you.
I had never heard of that until I gained this last name, so.
So that's not an original one.
No,
See, you choose any last name and you got one that has notoriety.
right?
Great. You have anything for us?
Yes, sir. We have the traffic collision report and the citation report.
Thank you.
If you guys can take a look at the screen, please. This is for October of 2025. We had 77 collisions in the city. The top collision locations were at the 8700 block of Cuyamaca, the 9600 block of Mission Gorge, TCP and Cuyamaca and eastbound State 52, and Magnolia and eastbound State 52. The citations, we had 164 citations last month, and that does not include parking citations or warnings. The top citation locations are Mission Gorge and Cuyamaca, TCP and Cuyamaca, Mission Gorge and Fanita and Prospect, Mission and Magnolia, Mass and Weston, and the 10,000 block of Prospect Avenue. And we also had 4 DUI arrests for last month. Sorry about the typo. And
Quit drinking before you get here.
I know, right? And lastly, like Mike said, anybody in the audience and anybody watching from home, happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. And also happy Marine Corps birthday, which is today.
Hoorah. Semper Fi.
250.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question
Sure.
about those.
Your time's up.
Thank you. Is there a possibility of get trend lines on some of these? I'm just curious if these are remaining consistent. I think they are from numbers, but it'd be interesting to see if there's a trend line on some of these. More the top, maybe the top 3, top 2 kind of thing.
With the citations or with the collisions?
Both.
Both?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see if our crime analyst can pull something in that. And you're right, a lot of these seem to be pretty consistent as far as like location wise. And actually, as a matter of fact, this morning, the fire department was clearing a brush fire at the intersection where the 125 ends with Mission Gorge. And thankfully, so one of the battalion chiefs was leaving the area and a vehicle just came flying through the 125 and missed him by like 20 feet per the fire chief. So thankfully, nothing happened to him. He wasn't hurt, but that into the dead end, and then the occupants fled. And I think a firearm was found inside the vehicle. And
Home on probation.
exactly. No, we didn't find him. So okay, thank you, Mike.
All right. James, anything?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Let's do communication from the public. Carl, anything?
No, and I think
work well is the key. Okay, great, thanks. Anything for us? You just hanging out today?
Apologize, Mr. Mayor, I brought her with me. Abby Braun is the manager of our adult detox program, and so we were interested in connecting with Santee Sheriff and probably East County Homeless Outreach to see how we could provide services, so I made her tag along with me today. She's very nice,
Well,
way nicer than me.
As you can see, anybody comes in the room is welcome to speak. Doesn't work like that at a lot of committees and stuff, so. Okay, then. In that case, we're going to go to our adjournment. Not too bad, 8 minutes early. And our next meeting is December 8th, 2025, right back here, same bat time, same bat channel, same bat station.
But don't be square.
And don't what?
Don't be square.
Don't be, what he said.